Apostle John Henry Smith said he was a believer in the fullness of the gospel, as revealed anew in this age. It is rational, and man can rely upon it. There is no promise made in that gospel but is based upon man's doing something to obtain its fulfillment. In none of the walks of life have I been enabled to see that the rewards that men and women receive are the results of negligence. We can never obtain any good thing but through the exercise of the powers we possess, and by which we seek to secure the same. To some, blessings appear to come easily, but it is observable that when such is the case, the boon is appreciated but lightly. I am so deeply fixed in my own view as to the need of practical religion that there is but little room for me in theories established by the wisdom or gifts of men. Rewards are the result of performance. This is a clear proposition, and by its aid one is able to clearly go to work for the production of practical results. When the Divine Master proposes to give rewards to men as a result of the purity of their motives, the exercise of their faculties, the use of their powers, this is indeed of worth. Thus comes to us in this day, through the revelation of correct principle, a glorious field for intelligent operation. It is inconsistent to expect the reward without the performance of the labor on which its production is predicated. When men reflect upon the idea as presented to us by Brother Grant, that they can obey these laws and conditions continuously, can revel in wickedness and sin, and expect the reward of righteousness, they are deceiving themselves. How inconsistent to outrage every law and requirement of heaven, and expect to stand an equal chance with the obedient, those who have done right, and have sought to fulfill in all respects the requirement of high heaven. There are none of us who are the fathers and mothers of families, but who know with our hearts the abiding confidence we have in the dutiful son, in the thoughtful daughter, in the consistent and upright child, while the wayward and thoughtless cause us anxiety, concern, and deep regrets. We may cling to the latter and labor in their interests, to train them in the way of light and instill into them a love of honor and truth. But that confidence and that love are not so fixed in them as in the obedient, the upright, and the thoughtful. We can only judge of things pertaining to the future and the judgments that will be meted out to the sons and daughters of men in some measure by those things which present themselves in our present experience. We have gathered from the world to these mountains, and have come for the purpose of keeping ourselves in practical training in the principles of life, theoretically received in the first place. Many of the preachers to whom we had previously listened had been of the opinion that no matter what might be a man's weekday practice, so long as he was devout on the Sabbath, he was relieved from great responsibility. Those who have been warned and forewarned through the medium of the gospel fullness should take heed to the great requirements now imposed upon them. Those who have entered into holy places should remember the obligations of chastity imposed by the Divine Master they took upon themselves. There need be no mistake regarding those requirements. They pertain to the higher law, forming the basis of future exaltation. These things cannot be too deeply impressed upon the minds of the young. They should be taught that they ought to prefer to sacrifice life rather than their virtue. This should be embodied in our teachings, both by precept and example. Thus will the hosts of Israel become pure and clean in the sight of the Almighty. How great is the importance of this instruction! Unless virtue is practiced, sad indeed will be the condition of the community. To be exemplars and instructors in this regard is one of the chief duties of parents. There should be instituted with all saints a searching self-scrutiny. The inquiry should be whether they individually have been living according to their professions. In relation to the purity of conduct of the young, there has been a large measure of success, as thousands of the youth of both sexes would, I am satisfied, rather give up life than sacrifice their virtue. Yet the seducer is abroad, and nothing should be more closely guarded than chastity.